Okay, a lot of you out there are struggling with flipping the club at the ball at impact, and that is causing all sorts of problems in your ball striking. So you might get one that's hit fat, one that goes to the right, one that goes to the left, hitting it thin, and your playing partners are telling you, hey, you need to stop flipping the club. What is flipping the club at the ball or early releasing? What that is when you get the club up to the top of your backswing, when you're coming down into the ball, this angle that you've kept right here in the back of your trail wrist, you release it early. In other words, all your power is being spent down there. The club is coming in here, and this trail elbow, or right arm for right-handers, is working back behind the hands. The hands need to be leading this elbow when you're coming into impact. You are flipping it, and you're losing tons of distance. Even if you're able to hit the ball straight, it's not going very far, and that has to do with the fact that you lack any sort of forward shaft lean. Okay, so the first thing in fixing this problem is to identify what's causing it. And I'm going to tell you right now what most of the problem is. When you get over the golf ball and you swing the golf club up to the top up here, check the back of your left wrist for right-handers. If you've got a serious cup in it right there, that club face at the top is very open. In other words, the toe of the club is pointed down towards the ground, and we don't want that. That means the club face is open. So if you swing the club up to the top here, as you come down, now you got to remember, your brain wants you to be successful. So it's going to do whatever it can to square this club face up. If it's open at the top, when you go into your downswing, if you were to keep that angle in the wrist right there, that club face, look at how wide open that would be. That ball's going to go straight that way. Can't do that. So your brain steps in and says, okay, I need to square that club face up. So then you'll swing the club up to the top, and then as you start to come down, your brain says, well, got to square it. So that's when it starts to release it. The right elbow gets back this way behind the hands, and you're able to square the club face up. Now, there is no shaft lean here. You can see how this shaft is pointed this way. We would prefer to have it that way. But like I said, you got to give your brain credit. It's going to try to help you be successful, and it knows that club face is open at the top. So it's going to be pretty much impossible to stop flipping at it if you have an open club face. So to correct that, what do we think we need to do? We need to get that club face in a better position at the top. So here is how you're going to do it. When you get set up over the golf ball, when you move this club face back to this position right here, where the hands are just about at the trail thigh, you need to have that leading edge of that club face parallel to your spine. If it's rolled open like that, that club face is going to be open at the top. So we got to get this position here, right in this position right here, you got to get that club face in a stronger position, all right? So what I suggest you do is make sure, it almost would feel as though you're taking your right palm and you're facing it towards the ground. That's going to give this club this look right here. There isn't this rolling open of the hands. That's opening the club face. So you almost have to feel as though you're hooding it. You need to exaggerate it. Remember, you have an open club face at the top, and the best way to fix something is to go all the way the other way. See, if you're here, you're trying to get here, to slowly go like this, it takes forever. So we want to go all the way over here so we can work our way back. So in this case, we want to get a club face that is really strong, and then we'll work our way back. So get it to this position right here, and then your next checkpoint at the top is to make sure that this is flat. That's going to put that club face in a stronger position there, so that once it's there, all you have to do is turn, and as they say, burn.